It's been a while since I've made a video, but since I went to a meetup today, I was already dressed up, so I thought, why not make a video now that I've come home and I'm still wearing Lolita fashion. And I've been thinking about the topic of today's video quite a lot recently, and that is how to battle frill fatigue. Because let's face it, Lolita is not the most practical fashion, so sometimes it's just easier to wear something else. Like if you're going to a big event, you're thinking to yourself, well, if I don't wear Lolita, I don't have to pack all of my petticoats and accessories, or sometimes life is just too busy and there can be all kinds of different reasons why you're not feeling like wearing Lolita fashion. So I've come up with a few tips and tricks to kind of help you get back into the fashion. And one of the first one is make a special occasion, because if you're just going to work and going shopping, like just your basic everyday life, then wearing a very big Lolita outfit, like with heels and 3 petticoats and all the accessories and wigs and stuff, it can feel a bit daunting, like why would I wear this if I'm just going to work, if I have to change to my work clothes, or if you can't wear Lolita at work, then if you're going quickly somewhere just after work, it's a big hassle to change just for a moment. So you might want to just create a special occasion to wear Lolita. For example, I went to a meetup, or if you don't have any local Lolitas near you, then you can go to a museum or a cafe or a fancy restaurant or a place that kind of gives you a reason to wear something special. And if there are no meetups near you, you can also try to arrange one and see if there are some Lolitas near you that you didn't even know of. Another thing you can do is search for inspiration on social media, which is a pretty new thing, because the very first Lolitas outside of Japan had very few resources. Gothic Lolita Bible was the only magazine you could get, and the forums were still very small, but nowadays you can even search on Instagram on the name of your print, and usually even if it's an indie brand you can still find some outfits with a certain dress, or you can look for styles, just classic Lolita or whatever you want to feel aspired by. And that also goes if you are too busy to wear Lolita. For example, my sister's wedding is coming up and that has kept me plenty busy, I can tell you that. So I don't have a lot of chances to wear Lolita, so I can look for inspiration and that way keep the hobby still very much in my life. Or what you can also do is make coordinates already. So you want to pick the blouse, the dress, all of the accessories, the shoes, the bag, and have them ready so that if you have an impromptu chance to wear Lolita but you don't have the time to really make a cord, then you have one already. And that can also show you new ways to kind of mix and match your wardrobe, so that's always fun. So even if you can't actually wear the outfit outside of your house, it can still be very fun to just plan out the outfit. And that also goes if you try to wear Lolita as much as possible, but you have a bit of a smaller wardrobe still, so it can get a bit boring to... It feels like you're wearing the same things over and over and over again. And you can also try mixing and matching your things in a new way, or you can DIY things. For example, if you find blouses that are not quite Lolita but could be, then that's one way to expand your wardrobe, is to DIY and Lolify items that you find like secondhand or vintage or on sale that you can kind of mold to work in with your Lolita fashion. So that's something that you can try to do and expand your wardrobe. And another thing you might want to consider if you have a smaller wardrobe, or even if you have a bigger one, is making wish lists. So look at your wardrobe, at what you have, and then think about what you want to have. And try to pick items that would work with most of the pieces that you owned, especially if you have a smaller wardrobe. That way you have versatile pieces, and if you have to save up even longer times so that you can get new items, then it's really handy to have a list ready so that you can avoid impulse buys and things that you get but they don't really match with anything that you already have, so you can hoard it, or you can hoard it with only one dress, for example. So making wish lists and planning out your future purchases helps a lot. If you still feel like you don't want to wear the items, or if it feels like a huge hassle to wear Lolita clothes, you might want to consider taking a period off, for example a month or two, and just try to completely forget about the fashion, because oversaturation can happen, really, especially if you are constantly like on social media looking at Lolita, looking at videos, looking at items you want to get, and you feel like Lolita is very boring, then a small break can help. And try not to think about it at all. Put your clothes away for a month or two, and then when you come back to the fashion, maybe you can find something new and can be excited again. Or if the fashion just seems really boring and something that you just don't want to do anymore, then that's okay too. Because if Lolita is something that feels like a drag, that you really don't want to wear it, it's too much of a hassle, and you look at your wardrobe and you feel really guilty about not wearing the pieces, but if you are wearing the pieces it's still uncomfortable, then maybe the fashion is just not for you anymore. And that's completely okay, because people change. You had a style before Lolita, and maybe you've forgotten about that too. Or if you just put them away for a really long time, maybe you can find the love again. But even if you don't, then that's just how people change. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that I'm going to be wearing Lolita fashion 30 years from now, so at one point I will not be wearing Lolita anymore. And that's completely okay. I am planning to wear it for the time being, even though I have been wearing it less and less because I have been so busy. But after my sister's wedding, I'm sure I'll have a lot more free time and I can actually go to our meetups again. So I have that to plan for. And I have made plans. I have a lot of fabrics and I have already made patterns, but I can't make any of those yet because I have 3 dresses to alter for my sister's wedding, because there are 3 of us. Is it maid of honor, bridesmaid, and we have matching dresses, but I have to basically remake all of them, so that's gonna take my sewing time. But I will know that at some point I will again have free time and I can again attend meetups, and that's a big incentive to wear Lolita fashion. And that is why I chose a different kind of coordinate to wear today, because this is something that I wouldn't necessarily wear to go just shopping, because I wear my Gothic Lolita stuff more, but I maybe wouldn't wear this, so I decided to get my browns out and wear them to a meetup. So yeah, if you want to see photos of that, check out my Instagram, shameless plug. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to have the time to make the next video, no promises, but whenever I do, I will see you again then. Bye!